Yeah, let's get it. All right, so there's just a couple things that I've been doing this week that I figured these things are very easy to implement into your life. So I figured I would share these things because, yeah, they're just super easy things to do. Unemployment numbers seem to be surging, so people are going back to work. People can do direct deposit. So anyways, these are 5 things that I think that people can do to help their financial situation. Thanks for the great response on the videos, the video yesterday, and also the video with my parents. Anyways, we have got some stuff to get through, so let's just get right into it. Today we're going to go over number 1, reducing waste and selling things that you don't need. So I made a vlog about this last weekend, but I didn't actually end up releasing it because it was just me making the vlog and I didn't record any audio. But anyways, basically the point behind that was this concept of the rule of 1. So the rule of 1 basically says that you are a lot stronger and there's a lot of power in having one of something. So say 1 pot or 1 pan or 1 microwave or 1 pair of shoes, for example. It gives you a lot less mental clutter, a lot fewer decisions to make. Look at somebody like a Mark Zuckerberg. Basically what I did was I ended up capping out the amount of clothing, the amount of shoes, the amount of just, consumer items basically that I could have. And the rest of them I either sold or got rid of them. Most of them I got rid of them. Some of them I tried to get rid of them, but people insisted on buying them. So that did bring a little bit of money in, but mostly it just brought in some mental clarity. So I capped things at say 5 t-shirts and, 5 workout outfits, which you're looking at one of them right now. I'm about to go run myself into the ground. So, keep me in your thoughts because something bad's about to happen. I'm going for 10 miles, but we'll get into that in the later part of the video. So the second one is Chime. You go in there and you have to set up direct deposit. So you have to get $200 direct deposited into your Chime app, and they'll give you another $50 on top of that. So a couple things to note about that is that I'm going to show you guys some screen recordings of this, but basically what happened was I, along with a lot of other people, are probably affiliated with ADP for your payment processing. So I went into ADP. You have to go into payment portal. Then after you click on payment portal, you go to pay and taxes. You'll click on that, and then it's going to have a tab down there that says direct deposit. You click on that, and you can basically add a bank. You add in your Chime information, which it should be very easy to find it once you actually sign up for Chime. One thing of note is that ADP said it could take up to 2 pay periods for your new direct deposit to actually start happening. So if it's going to take 2 pay periods, for me that is 2 weeks per pay period, so that's about 30 days. The offer expires in 45 days. So once you actually sign up for Chime, you need to be quick on getting that direct deposit started. And if you're not quick on getting that direct deposit started, you could end up just, depositing $200 into Chime and then they just get your $200 and then you don't get $50 and you're going to be sad like I might be. But you guys are going to be quicker on the draw. Make sure that your Chime account is completely set up before you actually go about this because I'm cutting it close. But anyways, let's get into the next one. The next one is number 3 on here is cutting down social media time. So I limited my social media time. I've got this thing, it's on iPhone, I'm not sure about Android, but you can basically give yourself a window in between which you can and cannot do social media basically. So you can limit certain apps. So for me, that's like Instagram or basically anything that I would use to talk to people. So from now moving forward, I'm only going on Instagram between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. And that moves us into the next one, which is scheduling. But basically the reason for that, for me only going on it during those times, is because during my work hours, during, the time where I'm supposed to be reading, studying, having time with family, I don't want to be distracted by that. And it's just building a new habit. If you go into your settings here, you can go into screen time, and then you can go to downtime. I've got my downtime set to 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. So basically, anytime outside of those hours, I'm not going to be able to access certain apps. So then you can do go down here, go to always allowed. Certain apps you want to always allow, like Maps. I mean, I'm going to always allow that. Things like Messenger, things like, DJI Go, which is what I use to fly my drone, Lyft, Uber Eats, things like that. Things that are just, it's not like something that is taking my time away during my working hours. Something that if I need to access it during my working hours, I'm just going to access it because I actually need it during that time. And as you can see in here, if I go into something like Instagram per se, it'll say you've reached your time limit on Instagram. So you can ignore that limit, but what I have done personally is I'm setting myself a 50 push-up penalty. So if I go into one of those apps during my off times, which is anytime outside of 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., I have to do 50 push-ups. So that's a little bit of a deterrent, just a personal thing that I've set up for myself. So that ties into number 4, which is write yourself a schedule. So I've written myself a schedule. It's very rigid, and this kind of there's a societal thing out there that people, generally speaking, they think having a strict schedule is like tyranny or it's not freedom. But really, the way that I think about it is kind of the opposite way, is not having a strict schedule, not sticking to the habits that are going to bring you where you want to in life. That is, not having freedom. Because for me, freedom, it depends on what you want freedom from. For me, I want freedom from, just desires, freedom from distractions, and having those strong habits, having that rigid schedule basically keeps me free from all of those outside detractors. So just to quickly go through my little schedule that I've written out, I've got my time, you could call this 0 hour, my time that I get off work to an hour and a half after work, I'm taking a nap. Hour and 15 after that, I'm doing exercise, cleaning myself off. For 2 hours after that, that's kind of a catch-all right there. It's eat, study, write, family time, read, army, clean house. And then for 4 hours and 15 minutes after that, it's business moves, money moves, and videos. So then we got 4 hours for sleep. So that's another thing to note. If you really look at a lot of millionaires out there, they are not sleeping as much as the poor, for lack of a better term there. And the last one is fill out your census. So filling out the census is pretty important because people need to know, the government needs to know where to send funding. It's billions of dollars of funding that are on the line. From what I saw on the website, it's going to affect the next decade or so or more based on, like what races are where and, how many people are living in which districts. So make sure you fill out that census. And the last thing I want to get into are some questions to ask yourself. So I really liked these questions, so I wanted to pose them to you guys. First question is, what would someone who succeeds in your calling do? What would they do? Just kind of imagine that. What kind of actions would they take day by day? Then you follow that question up with, someone who wants to succeed in your calling, what would a crazy person do? Someone who wants to succeed in your calling. What would that look like? And could that be you? Could you go to that depth and go to those lengths to be that person? And I would encourage you to be that person who goes to those lengths. Let's say that, because you're on an investing channel, let's say that you want to build wealth. What would a crazy person do to build wealth? Be that crazy person, and you will make it. The second question is, who are you trying to impress? So I've got a little story about that. I had somebody recently say, I told them what I was doing for workout, and they were like, wow, that's impressive. And it kind of hit me in a different way than I'm used to, a compliment hitting me. And it hit me at the time that I was like, you know what? I don't think that we should be trying to impress other people. That's not where the real fulfillment comes from. What we should be trying to do is we should be trying to impress ourselves. So if you're taking action towards your goals or towards your fitness goals or towards your finance goals or towards spiritual goals or towards your family, or towards your husband, wife, whatever, kids, you should be trying to impress yourself, because everything is all relative as far as, impressing someone else. But if you can impress yourself, it means two things. For one, it means you're taking a lot of action in life that you've never taken before. It means that you're growing, and if you're not growing, you're dying. And the second thing that it means is that you are reaching new heights, and you are much more likely to get to your goals. If you are stretching yourself to the maximum, you can be fulfilled in the fact that, look, this is all that I could do. I'm impressing myself, so, what else am I supposed to do? If I really want to get to that goal, what else am I supposed to do if I'm putting out an impressive effort for myself? So as long as we're just out there getting 1% better each day in whatever our desired calling is, whatever we're called to do, that's what really matters. And that's what keeps me happy, keeps me, able to go to sleep at night for my 4 little hours that I typically sleep. So anyways, hopefully you guys like this video. Hopefully you guys like these tips and can take some action on those 5 things, the census, the chime, and all those other things. And I'll see you guys in the next video, and let me know what you guys want to hear about. I haven't really been able to take too many requests from the audience because I didn't have much of an audience until recently, but let me know what you guys would like to see, what you guys would like to hear about. I have plenty of knowledge on certain things that I'd like to share with you guys, but I don't know what you guys want, so I just kind of generally speak on whatever the heck is on my mind. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video, and have a good day.